I wanted to show you guys the bottom of the gutter when it comes to British television. Now, I'm an American. Making fun of the Brit bongers is nothing new to me, but this is really the bottom of the barrel. What we're about to watch is basically the British equivalent of maybe like a Newsmax or like a One America News Network, OAN. It's called GB News, which stands for Great Britain News Network, I believe, or GBN, Great Britain News. It is staffed by the very far right of the country, and it has and it being staffed by such interesting individuals and having hosts ranging from Nigel Farage to the interesting people we're going to see today has led to a lot of strange moments. Now, this moment is particularly strange because they have on someone who is explaining to them how heat stroke works and how the fact that people are experiencing heat stroke and dying is a real medical crisis, and how climate change could lead to more people dying of heat stroke. And this idea is hilarious to the hosts of GBN News. They think it is very, very funny when people die of heat stroke. And let's listen to them talk about it as they try to make what he is describing, which is a real phenomenon, sound incredibly silly.
I don't. I think the World Health Organization has absolutely baked in profit motives and control motives to want us to believe all of this. But okay, but we all want British people to live a good, healthy life. We don't want 1,700 people dropping dead over 2 days.
Where did they get it from?
How did climate kill these people?
Okay, so there's a variety of different factors, right? In this case, it was because of the extreme heats. People died from heat stroke. When the temperature gets hot enough, for example, when it gets so hot that the sweat no longer cools you down, you literally boil in your own sweat. I know that sounds like complete exaggeration.
It does actually.
When it gets...
I'm afraid it does sound like exaggeration. I've never heard of anybody boiling
exaggeration to say that people die in fires.
I've never heard of anybody boiling in their own sweat. What, boiling to death?
If there's a wildfire, people die from it. If there's a flood, people die from it. If there's a hurricane, people die.
How long do you have to boil for before you die?
This shouldn't be so funny. Listen, what we're finding...
People are dying and you're literally laughing.
Well, because you're making silly claims. Boiling to death.
What he described is a real phenomena. What he described is how it happens. These two hosts are just clueless, and they're paid to not care when people die of climate change. They're on GB News. Their job is to make climate change look as non-threatening as physically possible, right? Tornado rams in the children's center. Children go for a fun ride in new storm attraction. They went for a little fly. Don't worry about it. No matter what the situation, their job is to die down the negative effects of climate change. And so if this guy is trying to explain how people are dying of heat stroke, they have to find something to like scoff at. They don't really know what probably going into it. They gotta find something. And so this is what they latch onto. Him describing the actual mechanism by which people die of heat stroke, which is real. They just try to make it sound silly by pretending, boil in your own sweat. That's silly. I've never seen that. But that's how it happens. That's how it works.
Listen, claims to say that the climate crisis causes wildfires.
If there are elderly people who might be vulnerable in the very, very hot weather, and I agree with you on that, then those care homes, the hospitals might be looking after those people, have a responsibility to keep those people cool and to provide air conditioning.
Do you think you boil to death as long as you boil an egg?
But
I'm sorry,
listen,
Alex. I think I think you need to, if you don't mind me saying, Alex, I think you need to grow up a bit actually, because this is ridiculous.
Oh, really? Alex, okay, well, I appreciate your opinion.
Dude, I'm sorry, man. It feels like the British just cannot It's impossible for them to be normal. It is impossible for them to not be the snobbiest little prick on the planet, this guy.
Occurred.
It's impossible.
Two Dads Smooching got a tier 1 subscription. To think that there are some people that still believe that a British accent makes one more sophisticated when there are cretins like these anchors baffles me.
I mean, what really frustrates me is this guy is so on the right here. You can tell how unbelievably frustrated he is as he's trying to bring attention to a real issue. And these two just couldn't be bothered. He could be like, yes, a grandma got her skull caved in by a fucking sledgehammer. And they would be like, oh yeah, what, she get bonked? She get bonked? Why didn't she dodge? It just, whatever the problem is, they have to find some way to die it down. And so they've just sat on like, oh, I've never seen anyone boiling before. Well, you've never seen heat stroke.
Opinion, but
I'm just
literally 10 million people could not leave their home in New York for several days
and now people are boiling to death in their sweat. They're boiling to death. Perhaps they should put more deodorant on.
Alex, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm trying to have a grown-up conversation with you.
No, you're not. You fucking, oh my God. What a fucking prick. Both of these people. Jesus Christ. I apologize to whatever poor sack of shit has ended up with either of them. If these two have conned anyone into thinking that they can be loved. My goodness, man. My goodness. I mean, this is like blowing past Fox levels of like barbarity. Just like, ha ha ha, all those people died, ha ha. Just, Jesus Christ. Actual ghouls.